Hi everybody and welcome to MoveStream 3. This time we're going to be looking at dance and documentary. And I managed to interview Boris Bertram, who made the dance documentary called Tankograd, as well as Andy Wood, who was commissioned to make a dance video called Decreasing Infinity. And this was a commission by Balbir Singh dance company. Balbir being the choreographer for the piece. Tankograd was made by Danish film director Boris Bertram, who lives here in Copenhagen, and Andy Wood is a screen dance maker that lives and works in the UK. Now there are a certain number of things that actually revealed themselves to me after the interviews, and then I wrote down a few notes and a few questions, and I think they're worth considering. So here are some of the questions that came out of the interviews actually afterwards. So with dance and documentary, how and why do we document dance and the characters in that world in which we find those characters? Is it the dance or the narrative that drives the documentary maker? Is it the dance or the personal stories that attract the viewer and the dance documentary maker? Is it the form or the content? And how does this affect the way the documentary maker shoots and edits? What choices does he make? What is amplified by the structure and the form of the docu? What subtext runs through the narrative, and how does the documentary maker pick up on this, and then how does he use his medium to amplify that? Well, how are the aesthetics and the personal narratives within the stories, within these beautiful, rich narratives of dance people, how do they come together? So how do the aesthetics and the personal narrative worlds come together? Is it the personal and the political, the human story that attracts us, or is it the dance that is amplified by the lens that draws us into the documentary? Now both, I think, Boris and as well as Andy have done, for me, they've done a hybrid. They haven't really been complete flies on the wall and merely just documenting. That is one way of making a dance documentary, and I think there are many ways of making a dance documentary, but I think certainly what these two dance documentary makers have done is that they've really scratched the surfaces between two separate ways of making documentaries. In other words, what I'm trying to say is that they're creating a hybrid form, and they've always included, I think what they've been very interested in are the personal narratives and how these personal narratives of the dancers affect the viewer. So the subtext therefore comes through, and I think what's very important then is what kind of form the video takes, what type of shape does the and structure and the choices. What are the choices that the editor makes at the end of the day? Now, just very briefly, I'm going back to my big black dot. Here it is again. And on this big black dot right now, you can see Andy Wood's very, very short rendition of the full video, which is actually 15 to 20 minutes long. I'm not allowed to show it because it forms part of a live dance work. So on here, you will find it. So if you pop in and out of this from this big black dot, you will see it. And over here is also, it's really just a trailer of Tankograd. Unfortunately, it's a full-length feature film. It's a 1-hour feature film, and I cannot obviously put it up online. Just so that you absolutely know and don't forget, Tankograd has just won the Camden International Documentary Award now in October, and Boris is going over right now to New York City because his Tankograd has been nominated for the Margaret Mead Award. And in December, he's going off to Moscow to the Art Doc Film Fest in Russia. And I think that would be very, very exciting for the Russians to have a look at this. And Andy Wood's work is now a part of a trilogy of a longer piece, and it is touring the UK. So it's not really on any film festivals. I really do hope that you enjoy, and that I hope you are left with a little bit more insight as to how different means of making dance documentary, and challenging you to maybe review the way that you make your dance documentaries, and maybe it'll spur you on to creating new, different and exciting means of making dance documentaries. All right, that's enough from me and my big black dot. Here I am, and this is the connection to the MoveStream page on dancetech.net, and I will see you on the other side of the lens, perhaps somewhere at a festival. Cheers, bye.